friends, it's Nancy. We're back to work on the pages for the signatures of the Whitman chocolate box journal. So I have some old ledger that I've pulled, and I'm not sure where this came from, but it was the right size, so I grabbed that. And then yesterday I went through all of my stuff to see if I could find some World War II era things to put in. So I had a little booklet about submarines. I don't know what it was called because the cover was missing. So I just pulled a couple of pages out of there. They had some interesting pictures. So here they are, writing a letter home and reading books from the library, and I don't know what he's doing, but he's kind of cute. Here they're having a smoke and a game of cards. Getting some vitamin D. He's kind of handsome too. So I just pulled a couple of those pages. This envelope, I've cut to size, and actually it would have been, I've cut this off, and then the fold would have been here. So I've just opened it up. I cut this part off, and I'm just doing some repairs. Where this was folded, I tore some leftover, I gotta move some stuff. It's worse than having the cat. I had some leftover from that envelope, and I just tore some strips to reinforce it so that this will lay flat. And even though it's old, it's quite robust. So where there's tears, I've got my Dennison mending tape. Now, see this little metal thing? I could pull that off and it would be straight. I don't want it straight. I'm going to tear a little piece. I hope I find another one of those sometime. I'd hate to run out. So this actually contained a map that showed, it was a world map that showed battle sites of World War II. And I mentioned in a video a couple weeks ago that my son saw the envelope and said, "What's this?" And he pulled out the map. And he said, "Can I have it?" And I said, "You can have the map, but you can't have the envelope." So he took it home and he framed it. So he sent me a picture of the framed map just last night, actually, because he was here yesterday doing laundry, and I asked him about it. All right, so I think that's all I'm going to do with that. So this is dated June 11th, 1942. It says, "Don't bend," but I'm going to bend it in half. I think I'll go this way. And then I will reinforce this folded edge. So I've got some more of this leftover envelope. I probably only need to do one side, but I'm going to do both, just for added security. It'll bulk up the book a bit, but you know what? Maybe I won't. I'm going to add a little piece of washi tape, and then I'll paste over the washi tape with the brown. because this is much thinner. I don't need to go the full length because the envelope isn't the full length. Okay. Look at this one, it's all nice and stained. Oops. Landed butter side down. There. Got a nice bandage. And then when I folded it, the bandage wasn't covered. It should fit. I don't know why it's giving me trouble. Oh, hubby's outside doing the grass. He's got the whipper snipper. He wanted to get the lawn done before it got too hot. We've had some really hot days. It's the thing with the weather here in southern Ontario. It's either cold or it's hot. There's no options. There's no medium. There we go. Okay. I also had an old atlas. So I tore a couple pages out of that. I think it's going to be a little big though. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this together here. And then I'm going to fold it right there. Okay. And then I'll add another page there, and this will be the center of the signature, but this will give a double page, right? So So I'm going to do 2 like that. I'll leave that out so I can add a page when I figure out what I'm doing. This was a weird atlas. It was both stapled and sewn in. Okay. Now, I've got this old record album cover sleeve. So, it's going to be okay that way. But I need to fold it. That might be a problem. Now I might want to put a piece of, what in there. You know, it. Or I might put a picture in there. Oh, like a submarine. It'll look like a telescope. Okay, I'll think about that. I've got this book. It's called Songs of Victory, and it's clearly from the Warriors. But the songs themselves are all just anthems, national anthems. So I'd like to use the cover. Oh, I better put my pin in here before my glue all dries out. This is my favorite kind of staple remover. It does the least amount of damage than like the claw ones. This one's got a rounded end. Look how rusty these old things are. I might use some of the music for pages, or not for pages, for elements. But I'm not going to use them as pages. I have other music that I'd rather use. Just seeing how much of this grubby I can get off. Okay, I will work on that off camera. This is a piece of ephemera. It says 1944, 45, 46, 48. Oh, that's card. Hi, Gibby. I'll think about that. I thought it was a piece of paper on card. Got some stuff in here. I thought these were cool. I've got a couple of these. This is a recipe book for apples, and it says here on the back, serve apples daily and you serve your country too. So this is war era. The graphics are awesome. I'm going to wait on that. I have a whole bunch of letters, 45, 44, 44, 40. I think there's a Christmas card in it. Yep. And this one actually says from the War Department in Savannah. Change of address. Corporal John M. Horner. This is all in pencil, so I could erase that maybe. Oh, here's a certificate. I don't know the age of, oh, it says December 1930. That's watermarked. Progress. It's watermarked progress. I might add that to something. This is an old exercise book. Let's just see what this paper's like. Well, that's fine. I actually brought out 2 exercise books because I thought we might have an issue with this one. Another rusty one. Cover on this is fantastic. But mostly I was just looking for pages. The, how wide are these? Just over 7 inches, so I will need to trim a little bit off the edge. Yeah, I love that hockey one. Isn't that great? Better get those rusty paper or staples put away before I find them the hard way. I'm just pinning these together so that they won't shift when I'm cutting. I also had this one pulled out. I think this was the same size. Yep. But I don't need to use that. I also had this one. Want to look at the paper. Oh, look, it's different. That's good. I like this cover too. So I'm just going to cut off this edge here. Kind of, I don't know if you can, oh, I'll move it up a bit so you can see it. There's a little bit of stain right here on this corner. Okay, and this is about 9 3/4 inches. Maybe I won't fold it in half. Maybe I will fold it it's a little different. One, two, three. There's going to be 7 signatures, so I won't fold more than 7. Oh, I'm going to have 8. We'll save that for another time. Oh, you know what I'll do with that? Okay, I have this Shirley Temple doll page. I'm not sure if it's too big or not. No, these are going to fit okay. It's a little tall, I think. Wait a second. Wait. No, it's gonna be fine. But I want to cover this up. So this isn't, not 1940s, Shirley Temple is 1930s, but I like it anyway. So I'm going to cover this up, and we'll use a piece of this. I'm not going to use my knife, I'm going to use my roller cutter, just because the knife might drag the paper and smush it. And I'm just going to take a hair's breadth off the bottom. Okay. Another hair's breadth needs to come off. That's perfect. And this was one that had rusty staples. Whoops. So I'll reinforce that with this piece of the envelope. The book that this came from was vintage. I think it was in 1969 magazine. $1959. Okay, now what? These are book pages from a book called That 40s Look, and it's about clothing and stuff from the 1940s. I've used some of this book before, so I will probably be chopping some pieces out of these pages to make ephemera. I'll just put that there for now. What's this? Oh, this was music. So this was from 1943. I'm being attacked by a ruler. Just check it for size. A little tall, but the width is fine. I think I want to cut these pages off and keep this together as a center. And if I want to use the other 2 pages, I can later. So I'll chop those off. One. And it was a little tall. Oh, I've got my lid off my glue again. I think it's going to be tough enough. There's a little tear up at the top. We'll add some of this. A little make and do here. Just gonna put that askew a little, just to be fancy. Ooh, look how brown that is. That's awesome. Okay. These 2 I will put aside. I have another one. What's this one called? This is also 1943, and I think I'm going to do the same thing, where I've just cut off the outside pieces. Again, I'll put a little piece of tape there. I think I'll do one on the bottom as well. This one I'm going to make a little longer and put it right along that spine. That fold, I guess, is what I wanted to say. Missed with the glue. Here we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love it. I'll ink up the edges of the tape just a bit to really give it a grungy. Okay, there's that. I've got some more music here. I don't think I'll use that. This one is from a movie, I know. And it's a boogie woogie. Isn't that a great graphic? Columbia Picture Reveille with Beverly. That's awesome. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to use it, but I don't want to fold it yet. Night and Day. 1932. That's interesting. I'm not sure I'm going to use this. I will put it there just in case. Oh, 1928. Well, that's a little early. Anyway, I'm just looking at the time here. It looks like we're going a little long, so I just want to show you a couple of things. Whoops. Don't think I'm going to use that. So one of the things I got at the auction the other day, that's not going in this journal, but in a future journal, it's a pocket diary from 1919. And it has some, what's this? Sunrise and sunset. Consulates. Bankers. This is all relating to London. And then it belonged to Hartley, whether that's William Hartley or W.H. Hartley. And then there's actually some diary written in here. Workman, Deputy, Workman, Dupuy, and I to, I'm not sure, Via Valenciennes, arrived 6 p.m., put up at Metropole, seeing the sights, return to it's really hard for me to read. I'll have to get out my magnifying glass. Get 4 days leave to Paris with Captain Dupuy. Left Arras about 1:30 p.m. Arrived 9 a.m. Oh no. Arrived Gare du Nord about 8 p.m. Had dinner with Bev, Craig's friend. Barrett. He decides to come back to somewhere with us to view the remains of his factory at Pont du Vendu. Pont de Vendu. Stayed 4 days. Men were deloused. So, this is clearly the men could not be paid, so we spent a good deal of the canteen money. Captain Redford and someone, Dexter, in charge of that. Met Colonel Wayland, and so this is after World War II. Slightly after World War II, like months. Went to Leeds, so now he's back in England. And that's kind of where it ends. There's some notes in the back, but there's no more. Oh, I lied. What's that say? Annie E. Marshall's birthday. Elle a 18 ans. She's 19. Isn't that something? Oh, I found this old calendar. I thought I'll rip some pages off of this to add. This is a needle book, and the graphics just scream 1940s to me. I got these at the auction last week, and they are court records from the 1870s, so this is 1878, from Pennsylvania. So this guy, he stole a horse. And then it says, these are the witnesses, and he's in jail. He didn't pay any bail. So some of them are printed like that. Like this one's 1874. And what was his crime? Oh, willfully and maliciously did set fire to and burn a certain frame barn, the property of Oliver Watson, contrary to the form of the statute in such case. I'm not sure what that says. And provided and against the peace and dignity of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. District Attorney. That was 1874. Some of them were just written on lined paper, like the same sort of form. He pled not guilty to something. So some of them are handmade. This one has a seal on it, or an impression. This is a subpoena to appear at court. So those were interesting to me. It's weird how these things show up. And last but not least, these are old railroad documents. So these are the, oh, what's this? $1914. Oops, sorry. I am going to come up with a different camera setup. So these are all, what do you call it? Carbon copies. And the station is Milton, which is about an hour from here. This one's Canadian Pacific Railway, but most of them are the Grand Trunk Railway system. That's a Canadian Pacific. So I got quite a lot there. So I'm happy about that. I did pay a bit for this. This was $8. Alrighty, well, we'll shut her down for now. Just wanted to give you an update on where we are with the Whitman Chocolate Box journal. And we'll just carry on. You take care. We'll talk to you soon.